fence line where the wild winds run, where the skies stretch wide and kiss the sun. The sagebrush whispers, the rivers hum. This land's a story just begun. Wyoming calls where the heart beats free. Mountains rise and dreams run deep. Past the borders, past the sign, there's a world alive beyond the fence line. Boots hit gravel and the prairie sings. With every hoofbeat, the frontier rings. From ranchers' hands to miners' veins, the spirit of the West remains. Wyoming calls where the heart beats free. Mountains rise and dreams run deep. Past the borders, past the sign, there's a world alive beyond the fence line. So come ride with me through the dust and time. Find the soul of Wyoming beyond the fence line, beyond the fence
All right, we're going to go ahead and go live. They're getting ready to restart the State Land and Investment Board. This second segment, they are going to be taking the public comment on wind energy. And so that'll be what they'll be doing this second segment. So that'll be something we all want to pay attention to. And if you guys have any comments on that, please do feel free to give me a holler, post in the comments, and I will do my best to get those questions asked on your behalf, if of course you have any of those questions. All right, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and grab the feed here real quick for that meeting, which should be starting any second now. Also, if you guys have any questions for me on energy in general. I actually ended up doing a live stream this morning on energy, so encourage you to watch that. I talked about all types of energy in Wyoming, and we'll go ahead and go back over to the live feed. For you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mute my microphone. I'm sure we'll start getting some audio from there. Actually, I'm gonna actually make sure we're still getting audio from that as well. All right, cool guys. So, any questions, comments on this? Feel free to drop that in the comments on social media. I will go ahead and make sure to ask those questions for you guys during the public comment section. Take care. And I'm going to switch this out, put myself in the corner. I'm actually sitting here working, so I'm going to keep working, and we should be getting into the public comment section of the State Land and Investment Board meeting here pretty soon. In particular, I believe the public is going to be commenting on leases for the wind energy.
The speakers a little bit. I'm going to remind those that are addressing, pull the speaker or the microphone close to your mouth. And that way we can hear you a little better.
Right.
Let me begin by thanking Converse County Library. This is a wonderful facility for anybody who's trying to read here. Hopefully, we haven't bothered you, but what a great facility. And thank you again for coming here today. Madam Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next on your agenda is miscellaneous matters, public comment regarding wind leasing. Recognizing that there are a large number of interested parties in the room and online today, my recommendation would be that we take speeches from over here at the table and do them for 3 minutes per person. We can run a timer with an alert that will help people to hear that so that we can ensure that everyone has a chance to be heard, given the large number of people that are here today. And then when the beeper goes off, we can go to the next person. If that's acceptable, happy to help facilitate that process.
Thank you. I think that'll be great.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, Pilgrim, I have a question on that.
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of these time limits, Mr. Chairman. So do we need a motion, or are you just going to do that with a wand, or?
We can extend that.
Okay.
So people have as much time as they would like to take.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So it is. Okay. So we're not
It's
gonna,
wide open.
okay. Well, and Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be recognized.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One other thing too, and I just want to thank everybody for coming here. We're ready to go and getting these comments. And I want to encourage everybody doing these meetings over the year. I know sometimes when there's repetition, sometimes people don't comment and they've come to the meetings. I just want to encourage everybody. I think everybody should comment. We're here today and just want to encourage everybody to do that. I'm really excited about this opportunity. So thank you.
So if you, Madam Director, I guess probably you can't see as well. So if somebody wants to address the board, please come forward and state your name, and we'll be glad to hear from you.
Mr. Chairman, before the testimony begins, we just ask that if you have any handouts for the board, if you can hand them to this table first, we'll make sure it gets distributed to the board.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name's Joe Bendetta. I'm a concerned resident of Wyoming, Converse County, and I live just outside the town limits of Glen Rock. In fact, right in the middle of the proposed Pronghorn project footprint, as we understand the footprint today. The statutes seem clear to us. The rules seem clear. Public participation is a very important part of this whole process. Now, we learned about this project back in March, when Pronghorn came to our county commissioners to make their proposal. We were told there'd be no public comment, and Pronghorn showed her little cartoon map, so to speak, with a balloon here for wind and a balloon over here for solar, and told their story. 3 weeks later, literally 3 weeks later, Pronghorn was in front of you folks down in Cheyenne. They brought the same map, told the same story. We had little time to react to it. We did our best. We came there with comments. We feel like they were kind of dismissed out of hand. In fact, Well, I won't go into what y'all said. Y'all remember what you said. So it's important that you understand, and we felt like at that point, it's a done deal. We didn't have any say. Y'all voted for the wind leases, and we're all looking around like, what happened? So what transpired from that was a campaign for the public to make themselves heard. As you know, well aware, there was a legal appeal on your decision about the wind leases. We had town halls, one in Douglas here, one up in Glen Rock. We circulated a petition, and we launched a website to educate our public, you folks, anybody that'll read it. It's called H2project.com. And you may have had a chance to look at it. We sent the link to all of your contacts way back. So we researched every aspect of wind turbines, solar farms, the potential or alleged hydrogen refinery, what kind of impacts that would have on our community. The more we learned, the more we researched and learned, we realized how little discussion was being had about how important these things are. So our petition analysis, I think, is important. Now, this is a snapshot as of right now. We've got signatures coming in even as I sit here. So we've got about 2,500 adults have signed a petition against this project and these leases. Virtually all those signatures are out of Wyoming, 98%. 75% of those are out of Converse County. And it's about a 70-30 split between Glen Rock and Douglas. Probably the better indicator is you take the precincts, the voting precincts around Glen Rock, and how many people voted in the last election. And you take that number and apply that against the signatures that came out of that same geographical area. We've got about an 87% ratio, signatures versus voters. My point in that is the community is interested. The community wants their voices heard. That's why this building's full today. What happens when you don't have a meaningful public participation process? It turns into just pure opposition. People become numb by the whole thing. We welcome the opportunity to be here, but this has been a long time coming. This should have come long before we ever showed up in Cheyenne to have our 5 minutes of fame down there. So you're going to hear from a lot of people here today, from all different generations, all different economic backgrounds. You're going to hear from people here that are speaking for generations that aren't even here yet. It's been 10 months since that March meeting back up in Douglas with commissioners. Pronghorn has been silent the entire time. Well, in fact, our commissioners have been silent. Well, since April, y'all have been silent. Except for your special meeting in December where public comment was not taken and you guys didn't even vote. So the argument is that Pronghorn can't discuss their project. They can't discuss the wind leases. They can't discuss anything. Yet somehow or another, back in April, they were able to discuss with somebody something that convinced this board to vote for the wind leases to propagate this project. Our concern, my concern, is that I'm not sure you had all the information. I don't know how you could have, unless you had information that we didn't know about, or you relied on the cartoon map and lofty promises that they throw at you. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, as you all know, we've all spoken about this fiduciary responsibility. It's not just about the money, not just about how much the state's going to get off of a wind lease. This is a bigger deal. It's a big deal for this county, and it's a big deal for Glen Rock. More importantly, it's a big deal for the people that live here. So whenever you're considering this kind of stuff, whether it be the other discussions you just had here today about public notification and a comment period and what's fair compensation, why should that be any different on a wind lease? I don't think I have much more to say, but I want to round it out with this. And I guess I just want you to keep those things in mind as you listen to other people tell their story. Everybody's got one. Some of them are the same. Most of them are not. So it's going to be a tapestry of stories that you're going to hear today. I think it's important that you listen to every one of them. Thank you for your time. Please follow our website. We're trying to educate you guys. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Mr. Bandetta, I think the secretary has a question for you. I'm sorry.
And Mr. Bandetta, I wanted to ask you, one of the things that I've wanted to get more meat on and they haven't been really clear on, and I'd also want to double check anything they said too. But they were very clear in the March meeting that these woke wind leases, that they are contingent upon domestic subsidies. But remember, I mean, the parent companies are out of Spain and Germany. I thought it was really interesting and ironic. Remember, a week after that meeting, the whole Iberian Peninsula went dark because of how they're totally reliant on these disasters. But have you thought at all, I know it's difficult to come to a conclusion, but have you thought at all about the potential that they might be getting EU subsidies on these things? Because it always fascinates me how they're papering it out. And that's one of my theories.
Well, and I wouldn't disagree with that possibility. We can't identify it, but we do know that the